Hello to everyone. Myself, Dr. Habeebur Rahman, Assistant Professor of Business Administration, Islamia College Autonomous, Wanembadi. Guys, today I would like to give very important lecture on our subject, strategic management, that is strategic change. Strategic change or change management. How does the change can be applied under strategic management? Characteristics or importance or features of strategic change. So let's see what is strategic change. Sometimes it also called as management change. Change is unavoidable in all the organization. When a change take place, the organization must be prepared to accept the change. The organization must adopt different strategies to face the change in the organization. Yes, guys, change is unavoidable. Many of the areas, many of the occasions, experts says that everything will change except the word change, which means that change. Apart from this word change, everything will change in the world. Everything requires development, everything requires updates, technology development, software updates, market development, production improvement. So everywhere advancement requires, which indirectly means that change requires. So organization must be prepared, or else organization will not achieve profit. Because customer taste preferences changes means your product should also change according to customers change taste and preferences. If you won't do so, then definitely your organization will face severe loss in the market. So many big companies, even today's market, are focusing on change management. Even the same brand, if they fail to do change management, definitely they will face severe loss. Brand is also important. Apart from that, changes and development is more important than brand, we can say, at present market. Next, how does the change can be applied under strategic management? Generally, change will always be permanent in every organization towards the decision making or implementation of different strategies in an organization. The strategic manager needs to analyze the strategies before implementation. The strategic manager needs to consult with other functional departmental manager for applying change in the organization. Yes, guys, being a strategic manager, your duty is to focus on change, but with the consultation of departmental heads, or you can say functional heads, production department, sales department, advertising department, finance department, HR department. So many departments are there in the organization, but you need to implement the change according to the requirements of the department. If the department does not require so and so things, you cannot force them to enforce. This is what the important point. Changes must be applied, must be implemented, but with consultation with functional heads of the organization. Decision making, no problem, which means that taking decisions about the organizational development, about the product development, about the employees development, etc. There also changes must be applied. Everything can be done based on the new terminologies. So fine, next, characteristics or importance, or sometimes we can say features of strategic change. Point number one, leadership. Point number two, human factor. Point number three, communication. Point number four, organization. Point number five, resource allocation. Point number one, leadership. When a change take place, it is the practice of every organization to appoint a new leader. A new leader who is called as CEO, Chief Executive Officer, will be knowing all the aspects of the change. The existing CEO will be transferred to other areas. Yes, guys, when a change take place, organization must appoint a new leader. Old person applying the changes may face one or the other problem, but new person takes the position and applies the change means problems won't be there as compared to old person's implementation of changes. So leadership skills requires those who willing to change, those who willing to put some changes in the organizational rules and regulations or norms. Point number two, human factor. The term human factor refers to the staff members of the organization. Depending upon the size of the change, Some staff members will be promoted, some of them will be transferred, and some will be newly appointed. Yes, guys. For implementation of changes, you need to focus on human factor also. How many employees are there in the company? How many employees we require in future? How many employees requires for promotions? Everything can be ascertained very easily if you focus on change management in the organization. Point number three, communication. All the staff members must communicate about the changes taking place in the organization. If they are not informed about the change, they will not cooperate with the management. Yes, guys, communication is very, very important. Every manager should communicate about the changes in the organization. If they don't communicate, if they don't inform about the change, definitely it cannot be implemented effectively. So communication plays very, very important role for the implementation of change management. Next point, organization. If the existing organizational structure is not suitable for the change, then the new leader must prepare a new organizational structure to match the changes taking place. Yes, guys. Even organizational structure will also change if a change take place in the organization. Organizational structure, organizational chart, you can say, organizational diagram, you can say, organizational guide, you can say. It will also change once you apply change in the organization. So new manager take in charge means definitely organizational structure will change. Old manager name will remove. New manager name can be added. So everything can be happen whenever there is a change in the organization. And next point, resource allocation. A change cannot take place without spending money. So a leader must assess well in advance the requirements of money for making the changes in the organization. He must accept change only if sufficient resources are available. Yes, guys. Proper utilization of resources, proper allocation of resources plays very important role. Simply you cannot apply the changes, simply you cannot implement the changes without proper resource allocation. How many amount required, how much amount required, how many time it will take, everything you need to plan first, then only changes can be implemented in an organization. So guys, change means everything can be changed except the word change. Change is required for the organization, for the product development, for the organizational development, and so on. Organization must prepare in advance to accept the change, to implement the change. So changes can be applied in functional departments, top level management, low level management, but consultation requirements is very, very important. Next, characteristics. Leadership is there, human factor is there, communication is there, organization is there, resource allocation is there. Leadership means leadership quality must be strictly requires to apply changes. Human factor must always focus on employees of the organization. Communication, changes must be communicated properly. Organization, every company must focus on new leader, new terminologies, new organizational structure, new charts, and so on. Resource allocation, resource must be allocated properly. So thank you very much, guys. Next thing we'll discuss in next class. Wish you all the best.